The Phanteks T30 has a particular reputation in the industry. It's a thicker, more aggressive fan, and today we've got two versions of it. We have the original 120mm and also the new 140mm that we're going to check out and review. Let's open up and see what will go inside. So for the normal 120mm fan, we've got ourselves a nice box with the fan itself, and it's got that nice gunmetal look to it. We've got a extension cable, and you can see the main fan also has ability to daisy chain the fans, which I really appreciate. And we have two sets of radiator screws in order to make sure it still remains compatible. Considering that these fans are thicker, you need to make sure you have good mounting hardware. That's it, you don't have anything else. With the new fan, it's actually a bit of the same. So, same kind of box. I kind of like this box actually. So you got the fan itself, again, same look. It's a mean look, especially with the thickness. It's a nice thick fan. It's quite heavy as well, it's big. Then we have the screws, same deal again. And we have a cable extension. They both have three modes. The three modes that they function in, which by default they're set to performance, the three modes go from slowest to fastest: hybrid, performance, and then advanced. Which is kind of funny. A hybrid to me sounds like the one that should be in the middle, but no, that's actually the quiet mode, where both these fans actually deliver really quiet performance. But then you also have PWM, so you can mix and match. So the switch for the actual settings is at the back here. As you can see, the default is on the performance. You can change it down to hybrid, or you can go up to advanced. And what that does is changes the maximum RPM the fan runs at. Due to the thickness of these fans, one thing you do need to watch out for is your case or your radiator compatibility, because they're thicker than normal. So normal fans are around 25mm. These are 30mm thick. If you install one of these on a smaller case, you might actually have some compatibility issues. So do double check that before you go installing a thicker fan. It has a very solid build. Like, there is no flex at all on the frame of it. And this is a big fan. On the edges, we've got ourselves rubber feet, and that's very important for fans like this. So Phanteks actually advertises these fans as being more radiator focused. So it's either for radiators or air coolers with dense fin stack. That's because their T30 series provide a lot of static pressure, and that's a lot to do with the thickness of the fan. As you can see, they're both the same thickness. They're 30mm thick, which does create some problems in some cases. But realistically speaking, you shouldn't be using these fans as a case fan. They're more radiator or potentially air cooler, but like for with a dense stack to get the most out of them. You'll be wasting your money if you install them in just a case. What you should be doing is actually installing these on a big radiator. So with this, you can actually install 3 of these on a 420mm radiator, and it'll be pretty impressive. But enough of that. Let's get to testing it and see how they actually deliver on our test bench. So now let's get into the actual testing. At 100% fan speed, the results are very straightforward. The Phanteks T30-140mm using the advanced mode is the best result, at 45.8 degrees above ambient. Then comes the 140mm with the performance mode at 46.2. Then the 120 performance at 46.3, and then the 120mm advanced at 46.7. The 140 advanced is the winner here, but the gaps between those next few modes are actually quite small, so I wouldn't overstate them. What surprised me more is what happens at the 40 dBA. Once you noise normalize these fans, the story changes. Now the 140 performance becomes the best Phanteks result at 47.2, followed by 120mm performance at 47.5, while the 120mm advanced and 140mm advanced both land at 47.8. And that actually makes a lot of sense when you look at the RPM data. To hit 40 dBA, the 140 performance mode is running at about 1542 RPM, while 140 advanced drops to around 1537 RPM. So by the time both fans are pulled down to the same noise level, most of the raw headroom from advanced mode has basically disappeared. That to me is the most useful takeaway in this review. If you want the absolute headline result and don't care about noise, 140 advanced is the flagship mode. If you want the mode that makes the most sense for most of the people, especially if you care about acoustics, 140mm performance is probably the grown-up choice. And if you want something very quiet and still performs better than a lot of normal fans, hybrid mode is much more usable than it sounds. So overall, I think the T30-140mm makes sense once you understand what it does. This is a premium, high headroom fan built for performance, especially on radiators, though it still does really well on air coolers too. The way I'd use it is simple. Set the fan to advanced mode, then control it properly through your motherboard curve, BIOS or software. That keeps the full performance sealing available for hotter days, stress test or just heavier workloads, without forcing you to run it flat out all the time. Because realistically, most of the time you don't need to. Push these fans to the limit and the noise does rise, but even when you keep them under control, they still land near the top of these charts. That's really the main takeaway here. If you think these fans might be what you need, check out the link below for more details. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.